Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Well, Merry Christmas from Kenya. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be Christmas night back in the US anyway. So anyway, I did a half-a-day safari, which will suffice for many. Many don't need to come out here and do a full, 5-night, 6-day safari or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into it and show you everything I saw on my half-day safari. Stick around. Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights in Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. $40 US, and that includes the vehicle and the guide and a bottle of water, I think. And they come pick you up at your hotel here in Nairobi, and then they bring you to the park, and then they tour you around. What is not included is the entrance fee to Nairobi National Park, which will cost you another $80 US. So you're looking at $120 US for a half-day safari at Nairobi National Park, which still for some people is plenty. I will go out and do an overnight safari a few days. That will be coming up after the new year. But let's go ahead and get this thing started here. So we arrived and we paid our entrance fee for the gate. We went in, and the first 30 minutes or so, we really didn't see a whole lot other than impalas, which are the African, I guess, deer. They're not really deer, but impalas. And we saw a big crocodile just hanging out at the river edge, or it was like a watering hole, a little pond. And over 200 some bird species, which was very cool. And then we went on and we saw just hordes of zebras all over the place and giraffes. And in Africa, they have something called the Big Five. So when they say the Big Five in Africa, they're talking about 5 of the most famous and historically dangerous animals in Africa. One is the lion. We saw lions at the beginning. We saw one just hanging out in the grass just by itself. And then we saw a couple just under a tree, just sitting around for shade. And then as we were exiting the park, we got a really special treat, and we saw 3 of them, two adults and a smaller one, a baby one, at the edge of the pond, just drinking water. And it was just really cool. We got so close to them. It was just amazing. The other one is the African elephant. The African elephant is not at the national park in Nairobi because it's too small of a park for the elephants. They require much more room. The other one is the leopard. There is the leopard at the park, but we did not see the leopards. They are very hard to spot. Obviously, they're camouflage and they come up mostly at night to hunt. And then you got the Cape buffalo, or I think they call them like the wildebeest or something. But yeah, we definitely saw some of them, which was very cool. And then we saw black rhinos and white rhinos, which was also very cool. But those are the Big Five. These are the animals most safari goers hope to see, especially in places like Kenya. Got to see 4 out of the 5, and when I do the regular safari, hopefully I will see the last one, which will be the African elephant. But very cool. We saw ostriches all over the park. They take you around in the park, and it's probably about 3 to 4 hours in the park. And it was definitely a lot of fun. It was really great just seeing all the animals so up close in their natural environment, not stuck behind cages, bars. And it was just very awesome. And so as we exited the safari, we stopped in the parking lot to use the bathrooms, and then they were going to drop us off all at our hotels. And from there, there were just baboons everywhere. They were jumping on cars and they were just wandering around. They were not afraid of humans whatsoever. So it was really cool. I got up close and personal.
You got to be careful because they can be dangerous and they will grab stuff from you. And baboons are a little bit different than the small monkeys and stuff you find like in Southeast Asia. They're much more aggressive and they've got the teeth to back it. So got to see all of that. And then on the safari, there was a guy from Canada and his Kenyan girlfriend. You know, and you kind of bond with these people. There was a girl from Iran, but she was living and working in Germany for years. And then there was a girl from Egypt, just a adventure seeker, solo backpacker type girl, you know. And we all kind of bonded. And then there was a guy from Israel as well. You could never think this would ever happen, but me, an American, a guy from Israel, a girl from Iran, and a girl from Egypt we all decided to go grab dinner after. We said, you know what, let's go grab some dinner. And, you know, nothing romantically involved with the girls and other. It was just, you know, let's hang out, a shared interest of Kenya. Let's talk about things to see and do. And we hung out and we decided to go eat a traditional meal, which was not bad, but we were recommended a place and we went out there and, you know, the food was good. I think I had like barbecue goat, interesting, and something called ugali. And it comes with like a gravy. The ugali is like a bread. It's just usually basically use it to dip it into like the gravy and the different sauces and stuff. And they eat it like that. It's almost like a simple filler meal that fills you up, almost like a very inexpensive meals in like the Philippines with their rice. This is like their version of their rice. Ugali is like they eat it with everything. So we had that. We had good conversation. We talked about places to go, things to see within Kenya. You know, they shared their experience. I shared mine. And it was just a lot of fun. People just bonding from all parts of the world and with just a common interest of travel and, you know, the safaris. And it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of useful information from them. They got some from me. And yeah, it was just unique to have people from all over the world, Israel, Iran, Egypt, America, all sitting together and enjoying a meal together. You would have never thought that diversity would get together and have a meal, but we did. And but it was cool. So anyway, that was the half-day safari. Again, I'm just going to show some stuff, but it was almost like a grand finale when as we were leaving the park, it was like all the animals converged and they were all together, like 4 or 5 different species, zebras, giraffes, the impalas, the ostriches, just all these different animals were all together, almost like a grand finale as we left the park. And then, of course, you know, when we leave, we got to see all the different baboons just climbing all over, just crazy. They were just all over the parking lot as you were leaving, jumping on cars and stuff. So that was my half-day safari. So $120 US. Now, things, if I could do it different, I probably would have skipped the booking where they pick you up. I would have just taken a Uber. Uber is their taxi. They also have Bolt here. So definitely if you ever come out to Kenya, download Uber and Bolt. And when you get here, just go directly to the national park, pay the entrance fee, and pay for a Jeep or whatever there at the Nairobi National Park. Better to come in the mornings. That's when the animals are more active. I went in the afternoon. The animals were a little bit more lazy. Like lions, for example, hunt usually in the mornings. So you could have a chance of seeing a lion hunt down a impala. And so anyway, I will take you along on the full safari, which will be 2-3 days of a safari, sleeping in the tent and the whole works after New Year's. But I am continuing to enjoy Kenya, still waiting for my passport. I appreciate you guys coming along for the journey. Thanks for watching. Ciao.
I'm tired of waiting here. Same 4 walls, same fading year. Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late.